Coach, you notice you're wearing the black today. Is that an indicator of what we'll see on Saturday?
Yes. After the game last Saturday, Duran asked me, he said, "Hey, Coach, I think it'd be really cool if we can wear black." I said, "Well, let's, ask the team," and we got a pretty good response from that. So yes, we will be having a blackout this weekend for the game. It is senior day, and I think our guys really, are excited about that.
Big game for you last week, a game you knew was going to be tough against a really tough Reno squad, and with the exception of a couple big runs from Fajardo, your defense played maybe its best game of the year. Talk about their performance.
Yeah, really was pleased with the intensity that our guys played with. Made some mistakes early, and when you do that against a guy like Cody Fajardo, he made us pay. But we made some adjustments, settled some things down. Again, really proud of our defensive staff for getting our kids to believe in a system, getting them to play disciplined football, which we did a much better job of as the game went on. And then when you can force takeaways, we feel we got a great shot, and we were able to do that. You force takeaways when you're playing with confidence, when you're getting multiple guys to the point of attack. Guys are getting off blocks, and we're doing a much better job of doing that.
Talk about playing with confidence. Your quarterback has played 2 weeks in a row, I think, more confidently than we've seen the entire season. Can you talk about if he's doing anything differently, or if he's just playing that way, just with a lot more confidence, trusting in what he can do?
Well, I think he's believing himself more. I think the other part of the equation is we've got receivers that are running more consistent routes, so he can have confidence in throwing on time. He's not having to wait for guys to get open. I think of the 7 cut that he made to Greg Watson. I mean, that ball was thrown perfectly on time, on a rope. Those things happen when you have confidence. And as he's gone through this season, his confidence has waned. Early on, he got knocked down, he gets back up, knocked down, he gets back up, and the last 2 times out, while not playing perfectly, he's really grown and taken major steps as far as confidence. And when he can play that way, I think we can play with anybody.
You have an update on Martez Waller?
Everything looks good with Martez. He'll practice today. We're only going out in helmets, but he'll be ready to go all week.
Talk about for the second week in a row, Juice Quezada comes in. Martez Waller gets to start again, even though he was banged up, and Juice comes in once again, another 100-yard game. Talk about his performance.
Yeah, it's why you've got to have a couple of backs that you can really depend on, and we really like the fact that Juice as a senior didn't get down on himself because he wasn't starting. He kept working. And then when needed, when he had to carry the load with Martez being out, we really didn't skip much of a beat. And in the throw game, he really gives us something. He does a great job of protection. And then his check downs, he got some really important first downs for us. So really pleased with the progress that Juice has made.
The win over San Luis State obviously gave you a little momentum, but to go on the road, beat a good team like you did for that, I mean, what does that do? Does that almost take that confidence to another level?
I would think so. We played decent when we went to Boise, a month ago. I think our guys got some confidence from that because that's a very, very difficult place to play. Obviously didn't capitalize that the next week, but when you go up to a place like Reno where they've been very, very, tough, our guys just believe in each other and played with great passion. And when you can do that, and have some things bounce your way. I mean, we created some takeaways. That first sack that Maurice had, that Tyler grabbed. I mean, that was a forced fumble. The one later on where I think it was Charles knocked the ball loose on the sideline. Those were forced fumbles. They muffed the punt. That was a little bit more than them, but we had a guy right there at the point of attack. Shannon's ready to have it. So, the fact that our guys are putting themselves in position to play and then letting it loose, creating those takeaways, gives you confidence and gives you juice, especially on the road. When we started those first 2 drives the second half and got takeaways, I think that's where that sense in Nevada's team, at least the feel on the sideline was, they saw it slipping away, and our guys gained more and more confidence.
Tim, what has Charles meant to you keeping in that corner, and you feel his progression has gotten better now that he's been able to focus at that level spot?
It's been huge having us be able to put him out there. In our defense, we put our corners on islands a bunch of the time, and you've got to have a guy who can compete. He's getting better each week. They tried to challenge him a couple of times. He had a pass interference penalty, but they went right back at him, and he defended a ball that, you know, was a catchable ball that he stayed with and kept competing and knocked it out. That's the kind of guy that Charles is, and that's why we like him at that position. He's an ultra-competitive guy. You know, he still, technique-wise, got some things he's got to clean up on the play that he forced the fumble. You know, I told him on the sideline, it's a good thing you forced the fumble because you didn't jam the receiver coming off the line of scrimmage and you're about to get ripped. So he'll keep working, and when you play one position, you know, those technique things he'll get better at. But thankfully, we've got a guy as talented as Charles is that can play safety for us, play nickel, play corner, because that's been a big help having us be able to put him out there.
Coach, sometimes like a senior class takes on a character or a certain, how would you describe this senior class this year?
Well, I think the story's still being written, but really like the resolve. You know, after that Wyoming game, everybody's throwing dirt on them. You know, hey, this season's over, they're burying us. These guys didn't believe it. And, you know, when you've got the leadership making guys go out and practice hard and leading by example, you know, themselves saying, hey, we're not going to end our legacy this way, I think it's a tremendous testament to them, but again, we've got to finish.
And will those seniors and maybe those senior captains or maybe all of them, is there anything special that they get to do this week, maybe in practice and even before the game?
Yeah, we've got a couple traditions here. We'll have what we call senior tackle. With it being the holiday weekend, we're still working out the details, whether we'll do that Friday or maybe after one of our later practices before Thanksgiving. But we'll do that, and then obviously we'll honor them prior to the game.
What is senior tackle?
We line up our players that aren't seniors on either side of like on the hashes. We'll have a big tackling dummy and then a launch pad, so after you tackle, you land on something soft. And then their family and friends can come, and we typically give a chance to address the team and anybody who's there about what Bulldog football means to them. And sometimes we have to have the orchestra music play if it's getting a little too long, but most of the guys do a pretty good job with that. They're you know, pretty pithy in their comments, and then they go make their final tackle.
And then finally on that, how emotional is a week like this for you, and especially game day when those guys are running out?
It's real emotional. You know, these guys were here when our staff first got here. You know, they were battered and bruised coming off of a 4-9 record, didn't know us. We didn't know them. And we said, hey, look, you know, you didn't choose us. I understand that. You know, we chose to come here. But we're all Bulldogs. We got to be in this together. And the guys who stayed believed in us, and, you know, they got a couple rings already to show for it and a chance for a third. And, you know, to have those guys believe in us and then put in the work to give us an opportunity to be where we're at today, we're so grateful. I mean, you talk about Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, it's all kind of perfect that it's senior weekend or senior day and Thanksgiving weekend. It all just, in my mind anyways, goes together.
Kind of building upon the fan base, I know the university put 3 buses together to take up to Reno. What was it like to see so many Bulldog fans there on the road? What was the impact of that last week?
It was fantastic. You know, I don't know anybody in our conference that would do anything close to that. And the fact that we've got the support from our administration to do that, we've had boosters that have stepped up to do that, and the fact that we've got, you know, students and fans willing to make that trip and bear the cold with us. It gave our guys, you know, a great feeling on the sideline, seeing a big old section of red up in the stands. I think their administration probably appreciated it because, you know, throwing that challenge out there, I think their ticket sales went up a little bit, knowing that we were going to be showing up with a bunch of people in red. And to me, it helps the rivalry. It helps the entire league image when you've got fans that are passionate on both sides. You know, I'm hoping that next year when they come back here, that they want to, you know, paint Fresno State blue or whatever they want to do. Okay, bring it on. We're going to buy every ticket. You won't be able to. You know, that kind of a mentality, I think, really accentuates a rivalry and you know, gets the fan involvement at a really high level.
And one more thing, it's going to be a day game for the first time in a long time for you guys. Thoughts on playing at 4 o'clock and being out in the sun?
Oh, I love it. You know, I realize the importance of television and, you know, getting a chance to have our brand out there nationally, but be able to play at 4 o'clock, I think you can't do anything but help our home attendance. You know, I know the fans that I talk about, hey, I love coming to your games, but, you know, when you're getting home at 11 or 12 at night, it makes it a little hard. It's obviously the weather should be, you know, nice on Saturday, with it being 4 o'clock, shouldn't be too cold. Come during the afternoon, tailgate, have a great game for 3.5, 4 hours, and then be home by 8. I think it's a pretty nice schedule for everybody, so hopefully we can pack Bulldog Stadium and hopefully launch us onto a division championship.
And then at halftime, hopefully, kind of stays that way. Bulldog Stadium packed after the third, fourth quarter, Coach.
Well, and that's just it. I understand, when families come and, kids are falling asleep, how that can be tough, especially if it's really, really cold. But, with it starting at 4 and being done by 7:38, hopefully it'll all be a great holiday weekend for everyone.